Hello, today we will discuss about principle of movement. Before this, let us see what is movement of a force. So for this, for example, I have a rectangular bar which is fixed at one point. This fixed point is called as the fulcrum. Now suppose on the free end of this rod I apply a force F. So this force F is going to produce a rotational movement to this rectangular bar. The distance that we have between the force and this fulcrum is called as the movement arm D. So the movement of the force is defined as this tau, which is the multiplication of force and the movement arm. So in SI unit we measure it in Newton meter, and in CGS unit it is measured in dyne centimeter. The relation between Newton meter and dyne centimeter is 1 Newton meter is equal to 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter. So the movement of a force is defined as the rotational or the turning effect produced by the applied force to a body which is fixed at its fulcrum. Okay, so suppose if I have the same rectangular bar, but it is fixed now at a point somewhere in the middle. Okay, then if I put one force here on the left hand side, then this force is going to rotate my body in anti-clockwise direction. And on the other hand, if I put the same force on the right hand side, then this force is going to produce an clockwise movement in the body. Fine. So suppose in this case if we have, so I have more force on the right hand side as compared to the left hand side. So here this clockwise movement is greater than the anti-clockwise movement. On the other hand, here I have more force on the left hand side as compared to on the right hand side. So this is the condition when this anti-clockwise movement is greater than the clockwise movement. What if I want the clockwise movement equals to the anti-clockwise movement? So for that, suppose if I put this force here on the left hand side and this force here on the right hand side, the value of this force is F1. It is at a distance D1 from this fulcrum, and the value of this force is F2, which is at a distance D2 from the fulcrum. Then in order to have the clockwise movement is equal to the anti-clockwise movement, the condition that I have is the movement produced by both the forces should be equal in magnitude. That is, the movement produced by this force is F1 into D1, that should be equal to the movement produced by this force, that is F2 into D2. So under this condition, this rod is said to be under rotational equilibrium. That is, it will be neither rotating clockwise nor anti-clockwise. So this is principle of movement, which says that under the condition of rotational equilibrium of a body, the total clockwise movement is equal to the total anti-clockwise movement. And following are the two examples of having the rotational equilibrium. We can have here the physical balance, okay, which is having the clockwise movement is equal to the anti-clockwise movement, and we have these two persons standing on a plank which is fixed at the middle, and both of them are producing the same movement. Therefore the plank is rotating neither clockwise or anti-clockwise. So these are the two examples of having the rotational equilibrium. This was all about principle of movement. In our next video we will be seeing the concept of center of gravity and how it is measured. So wait up to that. Thank you so much.